Alright, here we go. Piloting a chunker. Basically, there's two piloting loadouts that, I would recommend on chunker. First off, this is standard, kerosene Phoenix Claw Hydra, works for most ships. It's, real powerful, got everything covered. If you're facing a lot of, lumberjacks, for example, then oftentimes I would bring, drogue chute and hydrogen, and just, forget the Phoenix Claw. Because I fly with the buffed engines, but even if you don't have buffed engines, Junker turns pretty well. And, oftentimes if you're fighting lumberjacks, you don't need to turn that fast, so, kerosene, hydrogen, and drogue chute work very well together. A great tip, great thing with, hydrogen and drogue is, when your balloon dies, you start droguing. And as soon as your balloon gets up, you hydro. And you can even hydro in stamina. That'll, give you some, altitude before your balloon gets popped again. But enough about balloon popping. The reason I'm talking about balloon popping, I kind of got off on a tangent, is because this whole giant thing above you is your balloon. And this is the most important part of your ship. You can do a lot of cool things with this balloon, the most important of which is to block shots. You can easily... If there's a, ship above you, you can block any shots coming to your hull just with this big balloon, and it's so powerful. On the other hand, if you're taking a lot of fire damage, Banshees, Hades hitting your balloon, Carronades, Lumberjacks, and that balloon, and then you're just gonna start falling real fast. But, yeah, you can't really talk about the jungle without the balloon. And, it's pretty maneuverable. It's got good, turning, decent acceleration. It's slow. It is the slowest ship in the game in terms of, raw top speed. But it has decent vertical movement, a bit less than a goldfish, but you see, with hydrogen we can pretty reasonably, get up there. A common maneuver is, burning kerosene downwards with your stamina. Stamina is real useful, if you need to go downwards, which, you'll be blocking a lot of shots with your balloon when you need to. Oftentimes, like, for example, let's say there's a Mobula up there, we want to, we got kind of a close-range setup, we want to just, burn down low, make those, Mobula shoot our balloon a bit, and then once we get up real close to it, even, preferably behind it, we save our stamina a bit, we hydra up, we turn, and hopefully we got a good shot to the Mobula, and we're close enough. Now, we fight better at close range than Mobula. But yeah, so that's the Junker. It's flying around, it feels pretty good. I guess we'll talk a bit about the, loadouts. Now, for left side, ideally, that's your long-range side. And there's a lot of loadouts that work for this long-range, but most of them rely on a trifecta, being able to shoot 3 guns at once. The most common... The meta Junker, what's known as the meta Junker, is Hades and Double Artemis. And it's real powerful. The problem with that Hades Double Artemis is that you need to be above the enemy. You need to be at their level or above them. With that Banshees, for example, we can engage a Junker... We can engage a, target just like that. We can engage them right here. With Banshees. Which is really useful when we're trying to protect our balloon. What else? Okay, for a Hades, oftentimes, if you have a Hades on the bottom deck, use this ladder to aim. Aim this ladder at the enemy ship. First of all, go into practice mode and find your arcs. Hades Double Banshee is a bit tighter than Hades Double Artemis, but it can be done. And, another good bottom deck gun is a Lesmont Gat. Or Gat, just in general. So you can have a Banshee Double Gat. Triple Banshee also works, and, right side is generally your close range side. You want, like, a, close range guns like Carronade, Flamethrower, Gat Mortar. Gat Mortar is very powerful in Junker. A Gat Mortar especially because oftentimes in Junker you can dodge around them. You can dance around them. You can outmaneuver most ships. Just make sure to burn your engines. Never be afraid to burn your engines. That should be That's the most important tip I can give somebody who's pilot. Never be afraid to burn your engines. Burn your tools all the time. Especially Junker, since you're so slow, you basically, whenever you're not sitting so, burn your engines. I'm serious, guys. Burn your engines all the freaking time. It doesn't cost anything. Burning engines barely does any damage. You see, you can, Spanner repairs twice as fast as kerosene does damage. Just burn your engines all the freaking time, guys. That's the best Junker guide I can give you. Burn your engines, burn your tools, use a Hydra when you need to go up. Watch your stamina use. Stamina's good if you need to turn quick. Don't use your stamina just to go fast. Don't use your stamina just to go forwards fast. When you first spawn in, use your stamina, but after that, save it up. And use your stamina to go down. Don't ever use your stamina without a tool, except for going down. And the only reason, yeah, don't ever use your stamina without a tool. Don't ever use your stamina without using a tool at the same time. So I guess that wraps it up. I wasn't really sure what expecting going into this Junker guide, but we got some good tips down. And I guess really the most important thing is to just burn your engines. So that's really all I can say is use some Junker's maneuverability, burn your engines, and don't get shot by a Watcher. Don't get shot by a Watcher, guys. Don't take too much balloon damage. Stay low if the ships. You can, as long as they don't have too much fire damage, you can stay low and then Hydra up when you need to, and get up close on them. Artemis, you're okay. Last thing, I promise. Junkers are real vulnerable to disable, but so like Artemis, Watches, Carronades, Lumberjacks, anything with disable power really hurts Junkers, but they are very resistant to piercing explosives. So like Gap Mortar, and it doesn't phase a Junker. Junker has almost as much armor as a Galleon. They have less hull than a Pyrrha, so they're really, once their armor goes down, they're dead. But they're the tankiest ship in the game, if you let them be. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up Junker. It's a very powerful ship. Just use it right, and have fun.